Welcome to Super Showdowns, the ultimate destination for epic battles and legendary showdowns. Join us as we put iconic superheroes, villains, and mythological figures against each other in thrilling matches of strength, strategy, and skill. The stars trembled with the echoes of war. Across the endless tapestry of the multiverse, two names, ancient, dreaded, and unyielding, resonated like the drums of judgment: Steppenwolf, the warlord of Apokolips, and Apokolips, the first mutant and eternal harbinger of evolution. Their destinies were carved from the same unholy stone: domination, conquest, and the extinction of weakness. It began when the skies of an abandoned world tore open with a rift of crimson fire. The boom tube shimmered as Steppenwolf emerged, his armor bristling with jagged metallic spikes that gleamed with infernal energy. The general's eyes burned with the fury of 1,000 conquered worlds. His mission was simple: find new planets suitable for Darkseid's expansion. Yet what awaited him on this forgotten planet was not another weak civilization, but a being whose very existence defied the essence of mortality. Beneath the surface of the world lay En-Sabah-Nur, better known across galaxies as Apokolips. For millennia, he had slept in self-imposed slumber, allowing the cosmos to shift and evolve while he regenerated and studied the future through fragments of psychic visions. He saw alien gods rise and fall, universes reborn in flames, and the faint echoing sound of a new invader, a god who served a tyrant greater than himself. Apokolips stirred. His chamber, built by celestials, shimmered with symbols that glowed blue against his skin. His eyes opened, and the ancient words escaped his lips. Another false god comes to claim what is mine. When Steppenwolf landed, his parademons swept across the landscape like a plague. Metallic wings tore through the skies as they seized and analyzed the terrain, preparing for terraformation. The world's crust trembled under their machinery. But as one of the parademons flew near the ancient ruins, a pulse of telekinetic force obliterated it mid-air. A vast structure of stone and alien metal rose from the sands, as if the planet itself had chosen to resist invasion. Apokolips stepped forth, towering, his armor glinting like liquid obsidian. "Who dares desecrate my domain?" His voice boomed, layered with psionic resonance that made even the air tremble. Steppenwolf raised his electro-axe, the weapon humming with blue lightning. "I am Steppenwolf, General of Apokolips, servant of Darkseid, the true god. Surrender this world, creature, and I may let you live long enough to serve." Apokolips's lips curled into a grin. "Serve? I was ancient when your master was dust among the stars. I'm the origin of gods, the first of the strong, and the last hope of evolution." His aura surged with cosmic energy, bending the very gravity around him. Steppenwolf laughed, a deep echoing sound that shook the ground. "Then let the strong prove themselves." Their energies clashed invisibly before their weapons did. Apokolips scanned Steppenwolf's physiology in seconds: godlike endurance, dense atomic structure, and a power source linked to the omega field of Apokolips. Intriguing. Steppenwolf, in turn, recognized the weight of Apokolips's power, the mark of something older than time, corrupted by celestial design. Days passed as the two titans studied each other indirectly. Apokolips sent psychic illusions to infiltrate Steppenwolf's ranks, testing his discipline. In response, Steppenwolf unleashed parademon hordes in strategic waves, observing how Apokolips adapted. Each encounter was a lesson, a silent chess match played with armies, strategies, and power. Apokolips grew fascinated. He watched Steppenwolf's unflinching command, his devotion to a cause greater than himself. "You are bound by servitude," he said through a mental projection. "You could be free, godling. You could serve evolution, not tyranny." But Steppenwolf was immovable. Freedom without conquest is weakness. Only Darkseid's will brings order to chaos. Apokolips's reply thundered across the battlefield. "Then you are no god. You are a chained beast." Steppenwolf responded with action. The skies split as he activated a mother box, summoning the full might of Apokoliptian technology. Beams of Omega energy coursed through the atmosphere, scorching mountains and tearing through clouds. Apokolips answered by amplifying his body to colossal proportions, absorbing the cosmic radiation into his veins. The entire planet became their proving ground. Oceans evaporated, continents cracked. Two philosophies, servitude and supremacy, collided in violent contrast. Apokolips's celestial fortress rose higher than mountains, while Steppenwolf's war engine darkened the sky. Across the multiverse, other gods paused, sensing the tremors of an impending apocalypse, literally and figuratively. For the first time in an age, Apokolips felt something rare: respect. Steppenwolf's tenacity, his relentless will to conquer in the name of another, resonated with him. Yet beneath that admiration burned the ancient mutant's desire to prove that no being, no god, no mutant, no servant could surpass the first immortal. And so it was decided. Apokolips sent a telepathic message across the smoking battlefield. Enough armies, enough machines, you and I alone. Let the universe bear witness to which of us deserves to rule it. Steppenwolf grinned, resting his axe on his shoulder. You speak as a warrior. Then prepare yourself, pretender, for when I strike, even gods kneel. As the red sun dipped below the shattered horizon, both titans approached the center of the ruined world. The ground cracked beneath their steps, each footfall echoing with centuries of conquest. The heavens darkened, not from clouds, but from the sheer gravity of the powers they wielded. In that desolate place, where no mortal could stand, two conquerors stared into the eyes of their equal. The war to determine who was truly worthy of the gods was about to begin. The world shuddered as both titans advanced toward one another. The sky bled red light, and the surface cracked beneath the pressure of their divine energies. Across the void, Steppenwolf's armor gleamed like molten steel, alive with the fury of Apokolips. His electro-axe hummed with Omega energy, cutting the air with violent arcs of blue fire. Apokolips stood unmoved, towering, his body surrounded by waves of psionic and molecular distortion. The ground rippled beneath him as if the planet itself obeyed his will. When Steppenwolf charged, he did so like a storm unleashed. His footsteps created shockwaves that obliterated everything in his path. He swung his axe with unrelenting precision, the blow splitting the mountain ridge in two. Apokolips raised his arm and caught the strike with a telekinetic field that shimmered in translucent blue. The force of the impact sent tremors across the continent. "Your strength is admirable," Apokolips said, his voice resonating through space itself. "But you are still bound by the limits of your creation." Steppenwolf roared and pressed forward. The axe broke through the psychic barrier, slashing across Apokolips's chest and sending sparks of divine blood into the air. The ancient mutant barely flinched. He touched the wound, smirked, and his body instantly sealed it, matter reconfiguring itself. He retaliated with a burst of concussive energy from his eyes that hurled Steppenwolf back into the ruins of his fallen warship. The Apokoliptian general rose, his armor cracking and reforming through self-repair nanites. He stomped the ground, summoning the mother box from the debris. "You speak too much," Steppenwolf growled, summoning a storm of Omega lightning. Beams of red-black energy cascaded toward Apokolips, disintegrating entire ridges. Apokolips crossed his arms, absorbing the energy into his palms. Energy cannot harm one who has mastered its essence. He expanded, his body increasing to colossal size, 50 feet tall, then 100, until he stood like a demigod. He fired the absorbed Omega energy back, magnified tenfold. The blast swallowed Steppenwolf in a sphere of burning red light, vaporizing miles of land. But the general emerged through the smoke, unyielding, his axe glowing with energy, siphoned from his armor's core. He leapt skyward, cleaving the blast in half, and collided with Apokolips mid-air. Their blows sent ripples across the planet's crust. Each punch carried the weight of collapsing suns. Apokolips caught Steppenwolf by the throat and hurled him into orbit. The Apokoliptian rebounded, slamming his axe into Apokolips's face, driving the mutant into the planet's molten mantle. The explosion was cataclysmic. Volcanoes erupted, oceans boiled, and the planet itself began to tear apart. Steppenwolf rose from the flames, scarred but smiling. "Now you burn with me!" Apokolips stood within the inferno, his form glowing with radiant blue light. He extended his hands, and the molten rock cooled instantly around him. "You misunderstand, warrior. Fire purifies, and I am evolution." With a thought, Apokolips activated the celestial nanostructures embedded in his body. His armor transformed, flowing like liquid metal until he became a being of both flesh and energy. His voice thundered, layered with countless tones. "Let us end this." The battle entered its final phase. Steppenwolf attacked with the fury of a god soldier, his axe splitting through the air faster than light. Apokolips met every strike with adaptive counterforce, his density shifting to absorb blows, his limbs morphing into blades, hammers, and cannons of raw plasma. He unleashed psionic storms that cracked Steppenwolf's mind, conjuring visions of Darkseid's disapproval, of eternal failure. The general snarled and broke free through sheer willpower, slicing through the illusions. They clashed again, their auras colliding like colliding dimensions. Apokolips struck with a telekinetic crush, bending Steppenwolf's armor inward. Steppenwolf countered by slamming his axe into the ground, opening a mother box portal that summoned Apokoliptian lightning. Apokolips absorbed it all, his body glowing brighter, his energy expanding until his form blurred into blinding radiance. "Your strength feeds me," Apokolips declared, lifting Steppenwolf with a gesture. The god struggled, his body trembling under the telekinetic force. Apokolips tore the axe from his hands and dismantled it molecule by molecule. Then with a single sweeping motion, he unleashed every ounce of absorbed energy back into Steppenwolf's chest. The detonation shattered the upper atmosphere. When the light faded, Steppenwolf lay amid a crater the size of a continent, his armor shattered, his breathing shallow but defiant. He tried to rise, gripping a fragment of his weapon. Apokolips descended, shrinking back to his normal size, his eyes burning with cold judgment. "You are strong, Steppenwolf," he said, his voice echoing like the voice of time itself. "But strength without purpose is hollow. You fight for another's will. I fight for existence itself." Steppenwolf managed a hoarse laugh. "You will never defeat Darkseid." Apokolips gazed into the distance, where stars glimmered faintly. "Then perhaps I shall evolve beyond him as well." With a gesture, he disassembled the remnants of Steppenwolf's armor, letting the Apokoliptian general sink into unconsciousness. He could have ended him, but he didn't. Instead, he turned his gaze skyward, opening his own portal created through celestial power. Let him return to his master. Let him speak of what true godhood means. As the rift closed, the ruined planet burned in silence. Apokolips stood alone amidst the wreckage, absorbing the dying world's energy into his body. His voice, low and calm, broke the silence. "Evolution never ends, and neither shall I." And with that, the first mutant vanished into the cosmic void, leaving only ash, silence, and the legend of the day when a god of war met the embodiment of evolution and fell.